Hello guys, welcome to another video. So in this video, we're going to learn objects in TypeScript. So let's create an example. I am going to create one object. Maybe let's name it as person. And it's going to have all the details of person like name. Right now, let me store issue. Number. That's going to be mobile number. Let's keep it a random string here. Address. Let's keep it like XYZ, anything. So again, now TypeScript should have created implicit type for this person. So let me just change this colon to this. Now it is assigning this object to this person, but before it was doing something else. We're going to see it later. Okay. So now if I see the implicit type, you see TypeScript automatically creates a type for this object, and object types similarly looks like the real object in JavaScript. They are nothing different. This name string, number string, address string. But if I just change this number to actual number, now name string, number, address string. And maybe if I create some nested structure like address, street, 1, X, pin code, and home, maybe true. If I again check the type, implicit type, you see all these values are already converted to a type by TypeScript itself implicitly. That's how your object types looks like. All right. Now let's try specifying this type by yourself explicitly. What I can do is, let me create a function, not a function, a variable person. Now to create a type, I can do this colon, and here name is going to be a string for me. It is going to be a number for me. This address is again going to be an object for me, and street 1 is going to be string. Pin code is going to be number. And home is going to be boolean for me. Alright. So whenever you're creating a type of object in TypeScript, this commas are illegal, whether you can keep it without any comma or semicolon, or you can add semicolon at the end of these files. So you can end the lines with semicolons. I guess it is a good practice. If you're creating a type, you can leave it blank, like you leave JavaScript line without ending it with the semicolon. It's totally fine in TypeScript as well. But as a ninja programmer, you should write it. Now, this is the variable with no value. Like, let's store empty object for now. It's not going to do it because it is expecting some value for us. This object is missing the following properties from type. This. Maybe like I can try to create those values. Now if I want to autofill these values in this object, my ID, I just need to click Control and space. It's automatically going to show me all the available properties I need to fill here. Number 1, 2. Again, Control and space. Address. But address is also going to have some properties for me. So it's an object. If I do a control space, automatically showing me a navigation of the object like home, XYZ. Next one, control space, pin code. Next one, street 1, maybe exit. Okay, so it is giving me home is a boolean type. I'm trying to assign string, my bad. Maybe I can do true. Now it is happy. Okay, now it is missing one more thing like, okay, property name is missing in type. So it is telling you as well which property is missing there. Name. I can name it like Ishu. Now it is happy. Now we are able to assign a variable to this object which has the object type of this. That is the beauty of TypeScript. And it is complaining me this. Oh, I guess I need to write this here. Now it is happy. What if I try to create another property in this object? Maybe I would say like age. Age would be fine. If I do it, so right now it's complaining. this age is not present here. But I want to allow my users, I want to allow the consumers that they can assign an age or not. It should be an optional value to this object. If you want to create an optional value in Typescript object, you can do something like this. Age, question mark, and it's going to be a number. This question mark represents an optional value. Means, if I specify it here, it is fine. But if I don't specify it here, it's not going to complain because it's an optional value, right? Question mark represent optional value in TypeScript. Let's try the same with the function. Maybe function print user details, and it's going to accept an object that is going to be person and is going to have a type. I can define type here by this. Just simply copy this and paste it right here. It is very happy. Now it knows what person type is actually is, right? Now if I just copy the actual object and remove everything here, and the function maybe I just call the log, maybe name is person dot name. It automatically shows me the navigation. That's what we discussed in the first video. Like when you use TypeScript, the navigation of the code is going to be very easy for you. Now if you just press dot here, you knows what exactly properties this type person object contains, right? Now I just need to go and print the name here. Okay, right now I'm just going to print the name, nothing else. Now if I want to call this function, I can do print user detail and I can pass my actual object. Now the TypeScript is very much happy because we are passing all the details to the function argument, but it is expecting, right? If I remove it, it's not going to complain because this age is a optional value. But if I try to add some new value, maybe local street, maybe really. So it's again going to complain because this local street is not present in this object. Now, what I can do is, what if I just create this variable, create this object in a variable, maybe cons person object, and store everything here. I just added minus, I need to remove it. Okay, now it is good. See, it is complaining you should pass an argument, it's not passing. Just copy this and paste this, voila. Now again it is happy. But what if I try to add new value there, maybe again like cuisine. What type of cuisine user like? I like Indian food. See, if I do it, as we know, this variable doesn't accept cuisine, but TypeScript is not complaining now. We don't have cuisine in the type, and we are passing extra property of an object using a variable, and it is absolutely fine in TypeScript. Like, it is not doing strict checking for you. It is not checking the extra variable, extra properties you are passing. Like, TypeScript is very much happy. All the properties present here, you are passing it in the object, and if you pass extra, it is okay for TypeScript. It's going to accept it as it is. It's not going to act on it. It's not going to complain like you are passing some extra property. But if you directly pass it, like we saw in the argument, if you just do it, now it's going to complain because passing extra property which shouldn't be there in this object. Let's go back and store it here. Okay. And same with the spread operator as well. If you do something like this, okay, you have all the properties of person object, and if you try to add a new property there using spread, maybe cuisine, it is again absolutely fine. It is not complaining. You're passing some extra fields, okay for TypeScript. There is a setting if you want to turn it off. I'm going to mention it in the description. But by default, it's going to accept extra values to an object if you're passing it using a variable. But if you're directly passing it as an argument to the function, it's going to complain. Okay, so let's understand one more important thing in the objects that is called index signature. index signature. Okay, let me create an object. Let my favorite apps, and I'm going to create an object, and it's going to be like the app name. Gonna be like I love to use Instagram. So name Instagram. It's going to be an object, and let's define a usage, like how much I use in a day, like maybe 2 hours. A fine number, I would say, but it is very less, but it's all right. Maybe I can write YouTube usage, maybe 1. I can write Facebook usage, maybe 0.5, right? Now, if I check the type of this, you see it is giving me the type Instagram, YouTube, Facebook as an exact values. But what I can do, I can create a signature for it. Signature means like if I want to add another app to it, I don't need to define it here. It should automatically accept a new entry for me. I can create a signature type. It's going to be key. I want key should be dynamic. Key could have any name. So I can do X string. This means I'm defining a key which could have any string, not specific string, any string. And it's going to have an object with usage value of number. Now if you see, this could be anything. This could be Instagram, this could be YouTube, this could be Facebook. And it's going to have an object usage number. If I see the check type again, you see, this is the index type, index signature. Now if I try to add another object to it, my favorite app, and if I provide another value to it, maybe like, let's do issue.day. Let's suppose I do have an app. I can do this. Usage, autofill, maybe 7 hours. Now it is not complaining. If I see my favorite app, it's still going to show me this type. And I can add any new entry there because I am specifying index signature. It should have any dynamic string there if I want to add. This is the beauty of TypeScript. You can do this thing anywhere in your object you want. Maybe I could have done it here. But if you know what exact keys you're going to get, then you shouldn't be doing this. You should specifically type what exactly the keys you're going to get. Okay, let's create another example to see one more thing. Let object is equal to, or maybe let's name it as person again. It's equal to name, issue. It's gonna have the age, maybe number 20. And let me create a class as well. Person. It's again gonna have name value as issue. Age value as 20. Very simple. I don't need to define it here. I can do something like this. Fine. Now if I create a function print person, it's gonna accept the variable person with exactly this type, name, string, age, number. Okay, and if I try to print console log, person dot age, person dot name. Okay, now if I do print person and pass my person object, but it is fine because person object has all the properties that this function needs. If I do print person, and if I pass a new object of the person, it is again fine. It is not giving us any error, right? And ultimately this object, this class object is going to contain these two properties. Now here is a important concept, something called structural type. Okay, so your TypeScript, your JavaScript doesn't care about what type of instance you are passing. It's an object, it's a class. If this instance or object contains all these values you're specifying here, it is very happy. If you do this, now it is complaining because it doesn't have age. If you pass it, it is not complaining because it now has age. Same for the object. If you do it, it's gonna start complaining. It doesn't have age. If you have it, like if you set it here, now it is not complaining. So this type of things is called structural type. TypeScript only cares about shape. Shape means this. TypeScript only cares about this. It doesn't care about what type of object or you're passing an class object. It doesn't matter in TypeScript. But there are some languages which do totally different, where they do depends on the instance type, what type of instance you are passing there. Like Java, if you're creating a function which going to accept maybe person type, then you should only allow to pass person class object. You cannot pass any other object. Those type of called as nominal type. Depends on instance, what type of instance you are passing. Here it doesn't care about instance, it's only care about the shape of the object.